Hi, I'm John McElroy, and this is my first motivational video getting started. Okay, so the concept for these series of videos I want to do on YouTube, Facebook, just motivation, success, wanting more out of your life than you're currently getting, and the steps you can take to get there. So the idea I'm coming up with is, I want to do like a real-time autobiography. Right now I don't have millions of dollars, I don't have my dream home, I don't have my dream job, but I want to get there. And over the last few weeks, 2 or 3 months, really stemming back to some of the early parts of a few years ago, I've been making little changes in my life to create motivation, to create successful habits. And even though I'm not there yet, I want to share those little changes I'm making and the impacts they're making on my life right now, day to day, week by week, month by month, in the hopes that it could be beneficial to you guys, helpful to you guys, motivational to you guys, so that you can start doing the same thing, doing more with your life, with the time that you have, and having more purpose. Right now, I just work at a telecommunications call center. We'll call it MeTotal for now, for code. And it's a good job as far as call center jobs go, but I want more. Like I said, I've got dreams of the kind of home I want to live in. I want to live in the Roundtree district someday and have an awesome home in there. That's where I grew up, and me and my wife both want to do that. I want a job that incorporates traveling. I'd love to do this for a living, be a motivational speaker for businesses, who knows, graduation, sports events, things like that. I'd love to travel and be able to document that and get paid to do it. So these are some of my big dreams that I want to be able to do. And as great of a company it is that I work for, I want to do more. I want to do what I want to do with my time. And so that's what this is all about, is being able to uncover what your talents are, what your desires are, and go for it. Again, right now, where I'm at, humble beginnings. It's starting out small, but I want you to walk with me, making those changes day by day to achieve the dreams that we want. So, for the next several weeks, I've got several episodes that I plan on bringing out, kind of pinpointing certain aspects and attributes of success habits that I've been doing myself, whether I've been doing it for a few months or just a couple of days. And some of those are waking up early, making my bed in the morning, that's been a new one, keeping the house clean, because quite honestly, if you can't make the small things come true, how can you possibly expect for you to accomplish the big ones? And so we've been making those little steps, working out a little bit, going for morning walks. And so as I'm doing those videos, just documenting my own progress and the side effects that they've made on our lives, the trickle-down effect of just changing one thing and how it affects another, our diet and exercise, our fitness, all of those things. But I also want to start getting into some videos where I'm interviewing people who are already there, who've made it, who are successful already, so that you and I can both just latch on to them and just experience the wisdom that they have to be able to give us on things that they went through already. And so that's kind of the idea where I want all of this to go. So some of those lessons I mentioned that I'm going to do in the future, I honestly want to finish this video by talking about what I think is the #1 most important thing for success. Because all those other things I mentioned, you're not going to be able to stay on a habitual basis with those things to make a real lifelong effect if you don't have the ability to control the thoughts in your mind. There's a big argument with a lot of people over this obsession lately with positive thinking. A lot of people say it's mumbo jumbo, hippie stuff, things of that nature, and that no one can be a millionaire. That's really not what it's about. And I'm going to have a link for the website down in the comments, so feel free to click on that if you want more information. But there's actual documented evidence. Whether we think positively and have a positive thought, or negatively and have a negative thought, it releases chemicals into our bodies, breaks down into proteins and peptides, and it actually gets to us on a cellular level. There's little receptors in our cells, they're like little puzzle pieces, and the chemical reactions that our brains cause have a trickle-down effect that have these little attachments that get connected to these matching receptors. Well, here's where the cool thing is. let's say we've been thinking negatively and we're generally a more pessimistic person. As we think more negatively and produce those type of chemicals that match those receptors, when that cell splits, it actually has a memory of, oh, you know what, we had a lot of need for those type of receptors, let's make some more. And you'll actually end up having more receptors that collect those little puzzle pieces from the negative thinking part of our brain, and literally on a cellular level we're changing our body's makeup just by our thoughts. Now they say, as it says in this website, in this document, some of this evidence that they started to come together, that it takes about 2 months to kind of undo a lot of those processes. So the first part is to think more positively. Don't focus on the negative. Don't think about how bad Monday morning is going to be for work. Don't think about what this person said to you that you didn't like. Don't focus on those things that are going to bring you down, because the literal chemical process keeps you down. It keeps you frozen. It keeps you with a lack of motivation, a lack of energy to be able to spend extra time to study what your dreams and passions are, the motivation to get out of the house and interact with people. Those are the things that you need to be able to move forward to get to the next step. And if you're thinking negatively all day long, literally changes your whole entire body makeup, and your body will follow suit with what your mind does. So that's step number 1. Change your thoughts. Start looking at the positive side of things. Start thinking about what you can accomplish, not what you can't. Don't make excuses. If you keep making excuses for yourself about why you aren't where you want to be, then you're always going to be in the same place. Get rid of the excuses, take responsibility for yourself, and start making these little habits like I'm doing, and do it along with me. I'm just getting started, but let's make a better future for ourselves. And in about 2 months, maybe it might take you a few months, it took me much longer to practice this habit of changing my mindset and changing the way I was thinking. I have a personal story of it. About 3 years after realizing that I needed to change my thought life, I finally had a moment where I actually made an actual decision to make a better positive impact for myself. I remember clearly I was living with my roommate at the time. I was washing dishes. I was in a really depressed mood. And normally what I would do is I would go to myself, be reclusive, watch a movie that would actually impact my negative mood even more. A sad movie or something like that. And as I'm washing dishes, I realized, John, if you do that, you're going to wake up the next morning feeling exactly the same, if not worse. And you're putting yourself into a negative situation that you're going to stay in longer. Or you can go into the living room, ask your roommate to watch a comedy, get some social interaction, and smile and laugh. And that's what I did. I woke up the next morning feeling way better than I would have if I had gone to my room and watched a negative movie or a sad movie that enhanced those emotions. And that was the first time in 3 years since I realized that I needed to change my thought life, that my actions followed suit and created a truly positive output. I don't struggle with that as much anymore. It's much easier for me to make more positive decisions, to think more positively about myself. And I'm to the point now where if I'm around overly negative people, it drives me crazy. So it all starts up here. It all starts with your mind. Okay, so now that we've gotten through just kind of the general idea of what I'm doing with my video series, I just want to change people's lives. I want to change my own, and I want to do something like this for a living, where I can positively impact other people's lives to do more. And that's my path. That's what I want to do. That's the direction I'm going. And it's not perfect. Even today, even this morning, knowing I was wanting to do this video, things came up and things happened in my brain. And this will happen to everybody in any situation. Once you get closer and closer to that thing that you want to do, that you've been dreaming about, you've been thinking about, you start getting doubts, and it'll stop you. It will stop you, and you'll end up calling it, you'll say no on the day or the night before, and you'll cancel what you had planned. And I had those same thoughts myself this morning. Again, I'm not perfect. I'm working through this the same as you are, same as I hope you are. And I did the video anyway. I made the time. I wrote down my general layout and idea of what I kind of wanted to talk about in this first video. And you know what? I'm not the best speaker in the world, but I can work on that. As each video goes, I just have to get started. Getting started is the most important thing to accomplishing your dreams. You're not going to know where you need to improve if you don't start. You're not going to know what you need to study more until you have a failure over here in this area. You have to get started to be able to get where you want to be. So like for instance, this isn't the best lighting. I know it's not the best audio. I mean, I got chicken scratch on a piece of paper that's kind of helped guide me through this whole speech. It's not perfect. I'm in a room that's not even decorated. There's nothing behind me. But I didn't let it stop me from starting my first video. So join me. Join me as I move forward through the next few weeks, months, years of changing my lifestyle, my habits with me and my wife alongside me, doing it with me. Join me. Live a better life than you currently are. Quit making excuses. Quit watching TV for hours and hours every night and week. You're worth more than that. You're capable of accomplishing so much more than you currently are. And I'm hoping that these videos can help guide you, just like the changes I've been making have been guiding me and helping me get to the next level. I hope that these videos can share with you some of the wisdom, some of the shortcomings, the mistakes, the successes that I'm having with all these changes so that we can grow together and change the world for good. Thank you very much for joining me for my very first video of my Success Motivation vlog. Like, subscribe, please. I'd love to be able to build this base so that more and more people can get impacted. Some of my many dreams, because I want to be able to speak those out loud, is I would love to be able to someday interview people in the local area like Doug Pitt, Johnny Morris, some of the really big guys in the area that we know that have helped shape our local area. And then I'd like to go bigger and beyond outside of that. Share with me yourself in the comments below some things that you would love to do with your life, dreams that you have, and let's make it happen. Thank you very much.